Hey, it's me, Rolando G, back at it once again, man. I ain't got no, you know how I do. I don't have a lot of, extra stuff on my videos to have music and stuff. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure that out. If somebody can throw some sites my way that'll help me easily do that, let me know. So, the lovely lady in this photo, as you were saying, is none other than herself, Miss JLO, Jennifer Lopez, Jenny from the block, as you already know. Now, lately she's been she you know she's at the height of her phenomenal from her astronomical success, and I'm not going to hate on her for that. But lately, what does she have to really gain with this whole attack on Wesley Snipes? What does she have to gain? Um, is she another woman that's trying to get in? I mean, she another silly woman that's crying, that's crying wolf with the Me Too movement? That's all I want to know. She has her success. She's not a bad looking older woman, despite how you MGTOWs and guys, you guys who are saying that, she done hit the wall. You know good and well, and I know well that she's a woman. If we had the chance, we would take a stab at it. We would love to smash. We would love to see how that thing work. Okay, and believe you me, I'm not gonna front because I'm just an honest guy. I wouldn't mind. All right, but we have to understand that J Lo is an opportunist. She's always been, and when you have been like her, born and bred in the ghettos of the Bronx, you know you're gonna do anything and everything, like most people in this life, is to make yourself relevant. And she is out of her relevancy as she was back in the mid to late 90s, early 2000s when she had her official career as a music pop star, as a celebrity, as the face of pop hip hop culture at that time. Now, they're saying that she hijacked it, and she was pretty much a lot of Afro American black men gave her more of a boost because she was going with men of color to boost her career. And I believe she did. Now she wants to use, because in the humble beginnings we all knew that she was a fly girl on on the famous Wayans Brothers show. What was it called? In Living Color. And if you were a kid born in the '80s and grew up in the early to mid to late '90s, you remember in the early part of the '80s there was this show called In Living Color. It's a variety comedy show with Jamie Foxx, Damon Wayans, Keenan, the head of the brothers, Marlon, Sean, Jim Carrey, where he got his start. And there was this chick named Jennifer Lopez and the Fly Girls. Okay, and everybody got their beginnings. And I'm not, but I'm looking at this from a perspective of J Lo got her start because it hadn't been for the Wayans brothers, she wouldn't have never really had a start. So black men gave her her start. Now she's throwing supposedly, well, at least one black man under the bus, and that's Wesley Snipes, because recently she's coming to the basically trying to put her story out there of trying to correlate that her situation with Wesley Snipes was a Me Too situation. First of all, Wesley Snipes, from what I heard, had no intentions or he wasn't even backing. He was just doing what the director had said. And that was 1995's Money Train with him and Woody Harrelson. So she's now trying to get in on this because she feels some kind of way. And the problem with J-Lo is that it's a little bit too late, okay? And women in general need to hold themselves to their own accountability. Stop blaming men. They always blame the male, okay? And now she wants to throw a certain black man under the bus, and that is the Afro-American male that we all know who was popping back in the early, mid to late 90s. The man himself, even the one that got Blade in the Marvel franchise more off the ground than anything, and that is Wesley Snipes. So there was an incident that Wesley Snipes, on the set of 1994's to 1995's release of Money Train, that he was being very inappropriate with J-Lo about their sex scene. Now, I don't know how inappropriate he was, as far as the story goes. But she's saying that I guess he didn't have her back to where I guess the director somehow, some way, she felt uncomfortable with the scene. Now, as we go into JLo's history, even Jamie Foxx says that JLo is not so much of a innocent female as she says she is. Okay, with her past transgressions of behavior, you know, in the bedroom, and believe you me, she probably has slept to get to the top at some point. Okay, but we have to understand that this is not going to go, too well for her because she's still considered to be a woman of color. Initially, she is not she's not the other woman. She's not the pink woman, because if this was a pink woman would probably get more coverage on this. But since she's not pink, she's brown. It's going to fall on deaf ears. So we already have enough hard time where black men are looked at in a certain light, in a certain way, that we're always the deviants. And I believe I'm gonna have to really be behind Wesley Snipes on this one, because I don't think he had intentions to exploit JLo. If that was the case, that there would have been some hard evidence towards that. He wouldn't be able to escape that if that was the case. Now, they rumored and said that he did date her. I don't know if that's true. We know that she got around, unless she's now throwing him under the bus because he didn't make her his main thing. I don't know. And then later on down the line, we see that she wanted to get with a Caucasian male. She started getting more around Caucasian males, started getting more roles with Caucasian males, and she started doing that thing where she's into nothing but them. Now, I'm not knocking on her. I mean, hey, we're all attracted to what we like. And if we're attracted to people outside our race or outside our co-race or whatever, we have a right to that. No doubt about it. But, JLo, why are you throwing Wesley Snipes under the bus? He went through an ordeal. He went with not paying his taxes, and just like most men of color, he's going to get got. He's not going to get a pass. This man is trying to get his career back on, and you're trying to sabotage it by saying you're accusing him of a Me Too situation back in 1994, 1995, less than 26 to 27 years ago. When you could have hollered back at that and you could have filed a police report. I'm not saying do that, or you were entitled to, but it was that bad. You could have walked off the set and ended Money Train, and Money Train would have never happened. But you did the movie anyway, because what? JLo wanted to do the movie. JLo wanted to get big in the game. Now, whether you and Wesley, and now whether you and Mr. Snipes slept together, I don't care. I really don't give a care. And a lot of guys will have their opinions about JLo, saying she ain't all that innocent. We know she probably is not. But I'm just, at this point in time of her life, is it really worth it to throw another man of color under the bus? That's all I'm saying. Wesley Snipes has had a bad rap ever. I'm not trying to defend this man. He has done some things. And I'm still trying to wrap my mind around, did he really do what he did to Halle Berry? Did he make her deaf and partially deaf in her left ear when he went off? I mean, the man's a martial arts expert. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. And I'm not defending Halle Berry either, but there's been a lot of things said about how Wesley Snipes operates. Okay? And, JLo, you were to me, in my opinion, you were attractive. I know Harvey over there at Your World, a.k.a. Superboy 223, tried to trash you and say that, well, haven't it been? Yeah, had it been for a lot of stuff. Had it been for a lot of stuff. She still is, at the end of the day, she is a successful woman within her own right, and a successful brown woman of color. She got a right to do whatever she want to do, but this is very unprecedented. This is very horrible. She should not do this to this man. This man has done nothing wrong, and ever since he got with tax evasion problems, and he did his time, he got out. Now he's trying to get his career back on. Now they're heralding him as the man that put Marvel back in business. Okay, he did to a certain degree. Okay, and Kevin Feige and them, hopefully sometime, which they probably won't, are not going to hold him in high regard for it. But that's Marvel, that's Disney. Once you got a conglomerate business like Marvel and Disney, they think that they're the big ones, that they're the big cheese, and they are the big cheese. They're the ones with the money. They're the ones producing these movies now that you guys still go and pay to see. Whether you want to be saying how they, how the misandry of black men are in these roles, yeah, there's a lot of that. But at the end of the day, it's money. It's still being churned out. It's still being put out there. So in this case, but I'm getting off the Richter on this one. I mean, but this is all about JLO and her choices. And right now, this is not a good time, Ms. Lopez, to do what you're doing. Okay? You're a successful woman. Enjoy your success. Stop tripping off the past, because you and these silly women in Hollywood keep doing this because you guys feel like you haven't unheard. You guys had ample time 20, 30-something years ago to bring these men to justice. Now, all of a sudden, 20, 30-something years later, you want to cry wolf. Come on now. If something happened right then and there at that time, you should have been on the mark and saying, look, this dude, hey, this guy ain't right. This guy's done me wrong. I feel violated, whatever. 25, 30 years later, you want to cry wolf about this man. And this man is not even thinking about you. Didn't even hook back up with you in a movie, let alone entertain the fact that, I mean, it's been over 20-something years you and Wesley Snipes ain't done nothing together. You've been mostly doing everything with well-known Caucasian male actors. Now you want to holler about Wesley Snipes done did you dirty back in 1994 through 95 of the era of which you debuted in Money Train. I really didn't like Money Train because I thought that him and silly Woody Harrelson were banking off their duo of like the odd couple, the odd Caucasian man and the odd black man that has an issue with the Caucasian man, but they still want to be friends. I never got that trope between Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes. I never thought that they were the dynamic duo that Hollywood tried to put them out to be as the Hollywood duo of Ebony and Ivory, whatever that was. It's laughable to me. Because Woody Harrelson is in a different league right now. He's more of a character actor now. Hats off to him. Even with this new recent Venom movie that he's got going on with Tom Hardy, that seems pretty interesting where he's playing Carnage. I don't want to get more into that. But he has great character acting skills too. But what is he best known for? Passenger 57, being a martial artist. And even in showcasing him, what he showcased in as, he was the, adoptive brother of Woody Harrelson's character in 1995's Money Train. I don't know what all went down on the set, but obviously JLO was willing to do the role. JLO, you suffered the consequences of doing the role. Okay? You know how it is for women in Hollywood. You know what goes down. You know what you have to do in this business to get to where you are. So you shouldn't be hollering or crying wolf at all. Just my opinion. All right, so this is a video not to hate on JLO, but to help JLO recognize her actions. She went forward and did Money Train in 95. She got her success off that Money Train. Had it not been for the Wayans brothers or even silly Rosie Perez, she wouldn't be where she is today. That's all I got to say. All right. This is Rolando G, and I'm out.